Welcome to the Trojan Hour on WIDU 1600 AM, 99.7 FM. My name is Gianni Tadiri, and I am your host for today's show. I am a game development student at Fayetteville Technical Community College. Today we're here with Campbell Lloyd and Aaron Hoffman, the second place winners for Skills USA Game Development Competition for the state of North Carolina. How are you both doing this morning?
I'm doing lovely today.
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Now, to get into it a little bit before talking about your competition and what you folks did at Skills this past April, what is Skills USA?
The Skills USA is a competition all over North Carolina where like a whole bunch of different programs, disciplines, like come together and compete. So like there's things all the way from woodworking to metalworking, automotive design, and for us, game design. Just about anything you can think of is there.
And then once you do states and you win and you get first place, a lot of them go up to nationals.
Mm-hmm.
And how would you say you guys fared during it? How did you feel about it when you went to and did Skills this year?
I felt pretty good, honestly.
I feel great, even though like it was so hectic this year. Not to discredit last year, but I do think we've worked harder than way harder than last year.
We definitely did.
How so was it hectic though? Like what exactly happened to make you think that it was a bit more hectic than last year?
So we kept working all the way in the hotel, like all the way through the night. And so when we went to our competition, we were already sleep deprived and everything else. So and then we got there, a lot of the competitors were late and everything was getting shifted around and the judges were late for our specific competition. So everything was like a big shifting tide pool and we just kind of had to adapt through all of it while trying to fix our stuff and get it ready for the judges.
And it was a little different than last year too, the way they had it set up as well. So it was completely different and it was hard to adapt to that.
Last year we literally got like a hallway with like 15 groups, and this year it like exploded and there was like, I don't know, like 60 groups this time. It was a huge amount of people and we had like an actual room this time, a big room.
Didn't we have tablecloths too?
Oh yeah, they gave us tablecloths.
They gave us tablecloths.
Last time we had to fight for like power cords.
Yeah, that's true. They had a lot of power cords this year.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of which, what was the game that you guys brought to the competition this year?
The game, it's called Sybil Amente de Fayetteville. You follow Sybil going through some trials and tribulations. And she's definitely the star of the game. Everyone that has seen her has really loved her.
Then let's talk about Sybil and show off the star a little bit. Let's talk about Sybil a bit. Who is she and what's she doing here?
So Sybil, she is the daughter of some merchants. This is a fantasy setting. Mm-hmm. She's the daughter of some merchants, and she, like in a lot of fantasies, there's a lot of made-up gods and stuff, and I really enjoy mythology. I like history, so we wanted to focus on bringing something unique to it, so we were messing with fate a lot, and she worships fate, and so what you're doing in the game is you're doing bounties and quests for fate. And she is, it's so hard to describe her just because she's so cute. She's so cute, and I've spent so long working on her that this is like a year's worth of story that I brought, and Campbell and our team really pulled together. So it's always difficult to really pin her down with a couple of words, but I would say she's mischievous and determined, for sure.
A little troublemaker.
Yeah.
And what would you say the genre of the game or like basic gameplay is that you would be looking at for this game, Sybil Amente de Fayetteville?
It is a roguelite, RPG, narrative-driven, isometric roguelite.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we did.
And what was your basic gameplay flow that you guys came up with to put in the game when actually playing?
So the basic gameplay flow is it's supposed to be kind of like a day-to-day follow me in my life kind of thing. So you wake up, you pick your cards, and then you go out and set out on the quest. And then there's 3 different quests you could do. And you would have to fight enemies and collect points and then upgrade your abilities and stuff.
And what were some of the abilities that you could have upgraded or gained throughout your time playing?
So we had Blood Star. We had, I think it was Blood Wave. And we had like, it was 3 per, there was defensive and then offensive.
I can't remember that.
It's been a little while since we thought about it because we just finished and we're in summer break now. So it's been a little minute since I've thought about it. We had Blood Shield, we had puppetry, and that's all I can remember for right now.
I'm noticing a pattern with blood here. What was that? What was the inspiration for that, seemingly with her kit?
So I picked blood specifically because when you think of fate, you often think of threads and weaving. And I wanted to bring a unique dark twist to it. So I chose blood because often when we think of destiny or what we're meant to do, we think about our blood, like family destiny. And what's in your blood determines who you are. And so that's why I picked blood. And I think people have really loved that part of it.
And what would you say was one of your inspirations for such a unique take on the whole fate aspect with using blood and bloodlines like a heritage?
There was no specific inspiration. That's just what I thought of.
So a completely original just take on the idea and concept.
I suppose so. I guess I got lucky, yeah.
Now, there was no concept originally nodding you towards doing something like that. Were there other concepts, like things you took reference from to help you come up with the game itself?
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure a lot of people have played Cult of the Lamb. That's a great game. Have you played that game, Campbell?
Oh yeah, I played that game.
What's your favorite part?
Honestly, I like the combat, but I did love the city builder more. I thought that was fun.
One of my favorite parts is the main ally, I guess, which is, I don't remember his name, but it's...
Wasn't it just like the forbidden one?
Yeah, something like that. He's the main guy that you work with in that game. That was a huge inspiration.
And what were some of the things you guys went through during the process of making the game up until the competition time?
Oh, we went through so much.
So the main thing we were going through was like level concepts. I believe that was the main hiccup we had. Or we couldn't agree on how we wanted it designed and how to look.
Yeah, because
that was the thing we were doing up until the last minute. We were making the levels.
It was a lot of polishing. I think that now that I can look back, I know that we had so much idea of scope, but I think we definitely bit off more than we could chew.
We had so much concept art. We had so many concepts down.
Yeah.
We had designs for just about everything. But then it became a matter of time of like, what do we have time to actually get in the game to put there? Because first of all, this is a game prototype, not a completed game. So
yeah,
whatever we make is going to be incomplete, and that's just what they expect. That's how it is. That's how you present something like that. It's just going to be the general idea. So we put majority of our focus in like the actual technical assets, because just about everything in that game we made ourselves, because that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to show off our skills. We wanted to show that we can make things. But we got just about every like major mechanic done, and then just not enough of the art done on a lot of the things. But honestly, I'm completely fine with that because we still did pretty good second place, so they did see how well our technical assets shine through.
And how was the design process of those technical assets, like when it came down to it?
What do you mean by down to it? Like the last minute?
Like last minute, like all the way from the last minute. Like what were some of the technical assets that you guys ended up making and like actually adding?
We
abilities, first of all, what you were talking about earlier.
We literally every part of this we designed. Like the models, we modeled them. We had to rig, UV, and texture them. We also had to do that for all of the background assets, the floor, the walls, the doors, every single book, everything of furniture. Yeah. And so that's what I mean by biting more often than we could chew, because we were very ambitious, but
the whole point was to be ambitious. We wanted to make something we actually like enjoyed making and wanted to make.
Yeah, because I think the important part was combining the technical parts, like the code and the feeling of gameplay, with the story and the characters. We wanted everything to be cohesive. That was definitely the most important part.
We even had interactable NPCs in the first level. Like, you could interact, talk with them. They had little NPC icons, hand-drawn stuff. Like, everything was just... I guarantee if we had, like 3 more days, we probably would have gone first. Because, like, we had so much.
And was it just you guys doing this, making this whole concept and building it up, or did you have more helping?
We had more helping. So we had... It was me, Aaron, Jaheim, Trey, Brennan, and you.
And you.
Shocker. You didn't know.
Whoa. And what were the roles of each individual member on this team that you assembled?
So, me and Aaron were the 2 competitors, so we were both leads. The main, director was Aaron for the artistic side and everything. I helped literally wherever I could, manager side, all that nonsense. Trey was one of our programmers. Jaheim was the animator and 3D modeler.
Mm-hmm.
Brennan was music, sound design, video editing, because we had to make a trailer, and
marketing.
Yeah. And you were the programmer. You did a lot of the programming. You got a lot of those assets working.
We couldn't do it without you.
Yeah, no,
you did so much, because when the thing about this year was we had a project class with it as well.
Oh,
and
yes.
so we were kind of thrown into it with 4 other people that randomly, and so it was kind of like doing 2 things at once, which was really difficult. So you helped out so much, especially when designing abilities, enemies, and stuff like that.
You were also the guy up all night with me working on the game.
It's true.
And then went to the competition on no sleep.
They didn't need to know that.
They needed to know that. They needed to know how hard you worked.
We're college students. It just happens.
Sleep is not a necessity for
It
college
really
students.
is not when we're doing that, because the competition was enough stimulation to stay awake.
Yeah, and even in the competition, it was definitely an interesting time going, because we also able to look at a bunch of other games that were made by high school and college students, which all had some good concepts. There was people who were using VR as well.
That one
Yep.
that's a high school team, weirdly enough.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, were they?
They got,
Yeah.
They got like grown men on it, which is the weird part to me.
Oh yeah, they were screaming scared at some of the VR
Yeah.
parts.
Yep, because it looked a lot like Pizza Simulator for Five Nights at Freddy's, but just throw it into VR, because they had different tunnels and areas where things could just pop out and scare you. But it was a really interesting time, because there was a lot of different competition sections we didn't get to see because we were focusing on the game stuff, because there was so many different ones that we had people go for this year. We had visualization and animation, which won first place for states and won 4th in nationals. We also had video and video production and audio. We also had pin design, t-shirt design, had cosmetology, which won first as well in states. Then we had a few other sub-competitions for Fayetteville Tech that wasn't physically there on the competition site, but did compete and did place. So we had a lot of people that actually, I think most teams, if not all but one, that placed at least from 1st to 5th.
Yeah.
We did really great.
I do think this was the biggest year for FDCC on skills.
Because it was an entire, we had to get like an entire charter bus just to take us, because there was so many sub teams. Because, funnily enough, because it was 6 people for the game team, it was about, most of us were part of the game team, but all of us split off into like separate teams as well.
All but you were a competitor for a different competition, because you didn't want to do a competing thing. You just wanted to do the role.
Yeah, I just wanted to focus on the game itself and programming with it.
Also, can I bring attention real quick to just how crazy it is for the animation team to get 4th in nationals?
Yeah.
When I was at nationals last year, the animation team is about 3 times bigger than the game design. the amount of animation teams is about 3 times bigger than the game design one. So they had to fight like at least, I'd say like 50 or 60 other teams. So the fact they got 4th is incredible.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's true.
And then there's every so often Skills does international level for stuff, which this was this year's for the game competition had international level, which would have been a very interesting time because that, I believe, I don't know, it's a move because just like it was in Atlanta for the past 2 years.
I think they just send you to France every time.
Yeah, I think it's in France. I don't remember if it is directly or not. But still, Skills USA is a very good opportunity for students who want to get their hands on like more applied to what they're learning, especially depending on what their field is, because you have to get put into a team setting and you have to learn that working in a team setting, how it works, how to operate, how to manage yourself. There's a lot that goes into it because all the way starting from, we had started in, I think it was over Christmas break in December.
Yeah.
We had started and we were working all the way up until April and still we're going because we went past the competition because we had it for project class, our final project class where we had to make the game project a bit more refined. And even then, it was still just a work-up time all the way from then, even until the competition itself.
That's on top of like people doing part-time jobs and their like advanced classes. Like I was doing the math and Chinese, and that was not fun while doing school. You guys saw me like record that video like in the hotel room and then get immediately back to work.
Yep.
I work consistently, I think from February all the way until competition day, just every single day from when I woke up till I went to bed, working on that game.
Can I add one more thing about Skills?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is such a good opportunity because there's cases where like people have just been hired off of hearing you like placed good in Skills, because like it's also you're into the industry. Because like for me at Nationals last year, we actually got to talk and meet with I believe the director for Borderlands.
You had mentioned that was one of the judges last year.
Scary.
And then last year's winner for states and third in nationals was you and Aria, who Aria ended up getting a job with the FTCC afterwards, and also was recognized for that as well, which is a really good opportunity, and especially for people who want to look for opportunities and get their name out. We're a network. Skills is a good thing to do it, even if you don't win first. It's still, your name goes out there. You can put that down as, I was part of a Skills team that placed.
Yep.
So that's also another good reason, because the notoriety you can also get from Skills itself, and like the experience you gain and you garner from that is something that cannot be truly like found elsewhere. Because when it comes to getting yourself into an industry, you always have to look at how to get your name out there, and Skills is one of those things that your school's chapter can get for you. Even if you don't fully place, it is still an extremely good opportunity. And the FTCC even has a club with Skills that they do a lot of different events that they have things for students to do and just get involved.
I will say that I think that Skills is such a great opportunity to get real world experience. That's one of their what's the word for it?
Selling points?
Yeah, one of the main things that they want to do is give you real world experience. And I feel like I wish, I know now that I did that. There's so many different things that I could do better, and it makes me feel so much more equipped to make a game with a team. And so I'm really glad to have that experience.
Not to mention presentation skills, because last year at Skills, I would stutter a bunch during the presentation. But this year, no sleep, exhausted, not a single mess up, all fastball, like got all my points off, did it perfectly. I can't believe that.
You think it was lack of sleep that did it?
Maybe.
There was no more like fear or nerves because it was just sleep deprivation that you were running on.
It may have been just like my thought process was the sooner I'm done, I can go to bed.
My bed yearns for me, and
exactly.
The faster I can swoon these judges of our beautiful game Sibilamente de Fati, we're sold.
And we did. They loved the concept and everything.
Well, our board, we had like a wall of our concept art up, and like the second they're like, oh, that's a nice one, we'd grab it and just hand it to them. Because we had little like Velcro things on the back, so we were literally just like throwing things around, like we were juggling for them, and they were clapping, they were loving it.
There was a circus act going on.
Oh yeah.
There was juggling. But do you guys plan on doing it again next year? Because Skills does it every year, depending on, your school will open up a chapter usually if you apply for that competition. Are you guys planning on doing it again?
I'm hoping to. I still don't know fully about you.
Honestly, I was a little iffy because, like, it was really difficult for me this year. But because of all the different things going on. But yeah, I think I might if we do decide to do just a game that's fun, just being about fun playing, no extra story business. I think I will.
We can win if we do it one more time, just because
I think so.
We have literally all this experience under our belt.
I really do. Yeah, I think I'm on board.
I got to do something weird though, because I'm going to NC State in the fall. They don't have a skills chapter, so I have to I have to do a certificate at FTCC, and I have to get it approved by them that I can do it, and that makes me a student here to do skills again.
But yeah, skills is a really good competition, especially for students like we've said multiple times, wanting experience, wanting to get in there, wanting to get their hands on how to apply yourself in the real world for whatever your career path is. Because they have many sub-competitions that, like, it could be the most random thing you could think of. They had drawer making as one of them. So, like, it's literally anything. It is anything.
I saw, like, metal sculptors as I walked in.
My favorite is the welding art. That's my favorite.
Yeah,
Every year, I love it.
The one I'm probably going to think about going to is additive manufacturing, which is 3D printing next year, because I love 3D printing. But
you should do it.
I'll look into it. But thank you both for coming on today. It has been a pleasure talking to you and about skills. But we are going to take a short break. We want to remind you that it isn't too late to register for fall classes this semester. Classes do start back up on August 17th. And thank you for listening to the Trojan Hour, WIDU 1600 AM, 99.7 FM.
Tentative agreement to end the war in Iran and reopen the Strait of Hormuz would be good news for the global economy. According to President Trump, he made the comments today at the G7 summit in Europe. The U.S. Air Force says 8 people aboard a B-52 bomber that crashed shortly after takeoff at a military base in Southern California's Mojave Desert are dead. Officials say emergency crews responded after the aircraft went down at Edwards Air Force Base north of Los Angeles. The tropics are heating up just 2 weeks into the Atlantic hurricane season. An area of low pressure over northeastern Mexico has the potential to become the first named storm of the 2026 season. Arthur could eventually bring rain to North Carolina. The Winston-Salem City Council voted 5-3 to move forward with a proposed juvenile curfew for individuals under age 18, which would restrict their presence in public spaces between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
I'm Jamie Monticelli, WIDU Radio News. The City of Fayetteville government offices will be closed Friday, June 19th in observance of Juneteenth. Household and yard waste along with recycling will be collected as regularly scheduled. The Cumberland County Sheriff says as the weather warms up, a lot of families will be spending time on the lakes, rivers, and waterways. Whether you are fishing, tubing, swimming, or just enjoying a day on the water, safety should always be your top priority. The sheriff wants to remind everyone that a fun day on the water can quickly turn dangerous if proper precautions are not taken. Always wear a properly fitted life jacket. Life jackets save lives, and everyone on board should have one available. Never drive a boat while impaired by alcohol or drugs. Check the weather forecast before heading out and be prepared for changing conditions. Ensure your boat has all the required safety equipment, including navigation lights, fire extinguishers, and a sound-producing device. From WIDU Radio, I'm Jamie Monticelli.
Sunday's cold front brought less humid air yesterday, and that less humid air continues again today. But I tell you what, by the day tomorrow, the humidity will surge and so will the heat. Mostly cloudy and pleasant today with mid to maybe upper 80s. It's low humidity, a lot of thick upper-level clouds up there, and they continue tonight. The lows in the upper 60s to about 70s, so quite a bit more mild. And then for the day tomorrow, partly cloudy, hotter and humid. The highs reach the low to mid-90s. I'm meteorologist Mike Mays in the NCN Weather Center.
Wake up, catch the vision, join the team. This is Pastor Reginald Johnston of My Father's House Christian Church right here in Fayetteville. We want you to wake up and join the team. Behold, how good and pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It's good when we come together. We're one body, many parts. We desire that you wake up and join the team. It's good to be a part of Wake Up. Wake up, join the team. We will see you in Jesus' name. God bless you.
Hi, this is T.W. Campbell
And I'm Patricia Campbell.
of the Refuge Community Church, located at 2314 L.A. Dunham Road here in the God bless city of Fayetteville, North Carolina. You can reach us at area code 910-483-6477. We're here to invite you to our early morning service each Sunday morning beginning at 8:30 in the morning. Our prayer is at 6 o'clock, our intercessory prayer. Bible studies at 7 o'clock, which now is our Sunday school at night, and which we call the Word on Wednesday. Come and be a part of a growing community. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Looking for a fun challenge this summer? Join the Cumberland County Public Library for the Unearth a Story Summer Reading Challenge, happening through July 31st. Read great books, discover new stories, and earn rewards along the way. Participants can win prizes and will be entered into a grand prize drawing. The Summer Reading Challenge is open to all ages. To learn more, visit cumberlandcountync.gov/library or follow CCPLNC on social media.
This is Pastor Reginald Johnston of My Father's House Christian Church. You're listening to Wake Up.
This is Sarah Alford, and I am the pastor of Joy Fellowship Outreach Ministry, located at 18336 Highway 87 West, Tar Heel, North Carolina. And I am excited to be a part of Wake Up.
Welcome back to the Trojan Hour on WIDU 1600 AM, 99.7 FM. My name is Gianni Taderi. I am your host for today's show, continuing, and I am a simulation and game development student at Fayetteville Tech. For the second half of our show, we are talking to Hannah Pless, Director of Student Activities. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. And what is it that Student Activities encompasses for what you do on campus?
Yeah, so at Fayetteville Tech, Student Activities oversees all of our clubs and organizations. So we currently have about 30 different clubs that students can join on campus. That ranges from honor societies to interest groups, and just any other clubs that you want to be a part in. We also oversee our food pantry on campus, our success closet, our game room, and also our student government association, so our SGA. And then we also host all of our student events on campus.
And talking about some of these things, what are things like the game room and some of the other things you had mentioned?
So the game room is a space in our Tony Rand Student Center where students can come and hang out in between classes. We have a ping pong table, pool table, foosball, TVs. We have games that they can check out. So we have different video game consoles. So lots of different TVs set up in there. They can check out the consoles. And also we have a variety of different video games that they can check out. They can just hang out between their classes, relax, have lunch, meet new students, socialize. So just a place to hang out in between their classes. And then we also have the food pantry. So our food pantry is available to any of our current students. Anyone that is facing some food insecurities, they're able to visit our food pantry once per month. They are able to fill out just a quick intake form. This helps us understand how many members are in their household, so they are able to get food for either 1 to 2 members of their household or 3+, so they choose between those two, and then they're able to get different quantities in the food pantry. So it's all non-perishable food items in there, so we're trying to help support our students as much as we can. This has been a great resource on campus. We usually see probably over 50 students each month that go into the food pantry. We definitely saw it increase during the government shutdown, so just being able to provide that resource for students has been really beneficial. We also have toiletry items in there as well, diapers, wipes for children, some baby food, all those great things. And then our success closet is just right next door. and it offers professional clothing for students. So we have suits, ties, shoes, purses, blazers, dresses. So this is a resource for students to come in if they have a job interview, a internship, just need clothes for work. They're able to come in there once per month as well, and they're able to get 20 different outfits. So lots of clothing there that they can use, help them dress for success. So yeah, we have two really great resources, and going off of that, both areas also take donations. So if you are going through your closets this summer and you have some professional clothing that you like to donate, please feel free to drop it off on campus. Our Success Closet and Food Pantry are located behind the Horacis building on our main campus. They are all located on the back side of the building. There's two giant painted murals that are there, one with labeled Food Pantry and one with the Success Closet. So just come in. Our summer hours are Monday through Thursday from 1 to 5, and we'll accept your donations. As far as the Food Pantry goes, if you're clearing out your pantries, it's just all non-perishable items, but we also take those toiletries, household items like plastic bags, foil, diapers, wipes, anything like that. We will go through it and definitely provide it for our students. But yes, both of those areas, you do just have to be a current student to shop there, but it's a great resource for our students that we have.
That is a wonderful resource. And do you have to bring your student ID to show you're a student, or a schedule, anything of that nature, to show that you're a student on campus when coming over there to request items?
Yeah, so we prefer you to have your student ID on you. We did create a newer check-in process, so we are still verifying that you are a student when you come in. So if you don't have your ID, it's okay, we can still verify it, but you can also get your ID out at the security office if you don't have one. We do require it for the game room because we have you scan in and scan out, just so we can track the students that are coming in and coming out of there, how long they're staying, things like that. But yes, we highly recommend you getting your ID and having that on campus.
And when you go there, are you handed the form to check out the items that you're looking for on there? Or is there a way, like, if you are busy with classes, you can't really come there physically, but you can schedule yourself to come? Is there somewhere online you can reach out to schedule yourself and go if you need be, if you can't be there on the spot to fill out?
Yeah, of course. You can definitely reach out to myself. We have 3 people in our office, and myself, Miss Tamika Munn, and then Michael Camacho. They both work in our area, so we don't have a formal request online to book an appointment or anything like that, but our phone numbers and emails are on the website, so please feel free to give us a call. And if you need to access the pantry or Success Closet outside of our operating hours, then we can definitely meet you down there and get everything taken care of for you.
Okay, and that sounds good. And talking about students and resources offered, let's talk about the organizations and clubs that are offered for students. Could you tell us a little bit more in depth about some of the clubs and what goes on campus with them?
Yeah, so we currently, like I said, we have about 30 different clubs on our campus. So these clubs are just a great way for students to connect with other students. They provide networking opportunities. They help you in your professional development as far as taking on leadership opportunities. So definitely helping you in the future. Like I said, our clubs kind of range from, we have honor societies to clubs specific to your program of study. So similar to game and interactive media, a lot of those students are involved in the club. Our culinary students are involved in the Future Culinarians of America. So some of them are more program focused. And then we also have some clubs that are just more interest based. So you don't have to be in that program to join the clubs. All of our clubs are open to any student. So if you have a passion for horticulture or a passion for cosmetology, and maybe you're a graphic design major or business major, you can still join those other clubs just for your personal interests. So they kind of allow for a space that students can disconnect from their academics, just kind of relax, do something they enjoy, meet new people. We have people coming from Fayetteville Tech from, all over, and they want to meet new people. We have high school connection students as well. We have our non-traditional students, our adult learners. So just creating that space for students to get involved is really beneficial for them. And we also have the opportunity that if you don't see a club on campus that interests you, it's really simple just to create your own club, a new club. It only takes 10 students and a faculty and staff advisor. You'll make a constitution and bylaws, and you'll be able to submit for approval and create that club on campus. So we have a couple of new clubs that are currently in the works that students are passionate about. So we're looking forward to continue to expand on these clubs and offer more opportunities for our students. But a lot of them kind of have different events that they either regularly host or new events. They're doing fundraisers to help fundraise money for them to go to like Skills USA and compete, and for them to go on field trips and conferences just to help learn more and grow professionally.
Yeah, and it's a good reason, and it's a good way for students to outreach themselves and also help students who feel, if starting out with FTCC, if they feel a bit nervous about being able to talk and go more out there, to try and get themselves out there. It's a good way for them to ease into like finding their niche, their community, and getting themselves more acquainted and making a bit of a school family for themselves that they can come to, enjoy, talk to, have fun, do events with. And speaking of events, what are some of the events on campus and fundraisers that some of these clubs do host?
Yeah, so our two biggest events on campus will be our Fall Festival and then our Spring Fling. So, of course, Fall Festival takes place in our fall semester. So we have all of our clubs and organizations. They come out and they table and they sell various, hot dogs, ice cream, fruit. We have barbecues, so they're kind of doing their own fundraisers there to help make their club some money. And then we have different inflatables that we bring to campus, games. We have a DJ. We give out food. Usually at the Fall Fest, we have horses, so students can ride a horse around campus. We usually design a T-shirt that we'll be giving out to all the students for our Fall Festival and our Spring Fling. And it's just a great day that students are able to come out, enjoy. It's a great place for clubs to get new members as well. So it's a time that all of our clubs are out there, so students can really see everything that Fayetteville Tech has to offer, as well as some of our campus resources, student services, our library, different resources on campus as well. So it's a great time. That's probably one of my favorite events. Fall Fest, Spring Fling is pretty much the same. We bring everyone back out. We have we always alternate our get some different games and activities for students to play. They can win prizes. But that event is probably our largest event on campus, with probably over 500 students that come out. So it's a great time just bringing everyone together in our community.
It's a great way to bring in all the clubs, give them a good show, put their best foot forward, invite people in, and also make the community at Fayetteville Tech closer than it already is, with everyone already being so active on campus, especially when it comes to clubs, students, faculty, and staff. It also brings a more sense of community together, especially with having all these different groups interact, mesh together, come, have fun, spend the day, take a break from classes for the day, come, just do what you want, have fun, maybe find your group, find your organization that you find resonates with you the most, and just enjoy your time.
Yeah, that's great.
And speaking with student-run things like this event and having students come to events like this, let's talk about the Student Government Association, the SGA. What's that all about?
Yeah, so our Student Government Association, it is a group of students. We have our executive board. So we have a president, a vice president, a secretary, and public information officer. And so this is our board for student government, and their main focus is to help make change on campus. So they are connecting with students, figuring out what on campus needs improvements, what maybe some policies or procedures that need to be changed to better support our students on campus. So they're constantly finding different initiatives to work on. And then we recently just added last year a group of senators underneath them. So these are students that want to be involved in SGA, but maybe not at the executive board level. So they meet with our executive board once a month, and they are also helping bring new ideas to our board. So they will be putting in motions, so things that they think would help improve our campus, and then it's voted on, through our executive board of which ones that they want to move forward with. So that's a good way for them to still be connected to our student government. And then we also host a town hall meeting, House of Representatives meeting once a month with all of our clubs and organizations. So it's a space that everyone comes together. We're able to share different SGA events that we have coming up. The executive board and senators are able to share some of the motions that they are working on, as well as getting feedback from the clubs and organizations. So different things that they're seeing, they're able to bring things to the meeting, different ideas for us to work on. They're able to share some updates that are going on in their clubs. So we're able to hear what fundraising events that they're doing, what's going on within their meetings. So just getting an update from them. So yeah, it's a great space for them really just to find their voice. They're able to work with the N4C SGA, which is the organization that our SGA reports to. So they actually sit on the state legislators, and they're able to also make motions at the state level. So we're all at our individual community colleges. So there are 58 community colleges in North Carolina. So we all come together, and they're divided up into different divisions. So we are currently in the Central Division. So we go and meet with them in the fall and spring at our divisional meetings, and then the fall and spring conference. So where it brings everyone together, and you're able to network with other community colleges, other SGAs, and see what things that they are working on. A lot of times they get different initiatives from the state level of what they're working on. It's usually not just a single college issue. It's a statewide issue, so some things are tackled at that level. So they're building lots of connections. They're really growing professionally. So SGA is a great way to find your voice, make change, and really impacts your community.
A really good way for students to also, another way for them to project themselves and their voice out there and get themselves to feel that they're, and if they have a concern on campus, that it can be heard,
Mm-hmm.
and also possibly bring change for the better of campus, or they feel could just be something that all students should have access to, whether it be like a thought of like a different activity that should be done for students, or
Mm-hmm.
another room similar to the game room maybe, or the food pantry that they feel that should happen, that it's a good way for them to get their voice out there and just be heard and see if it can be done, if it can be worked towards, and if their goal is achievable and how to do so with it.
Yeah, no, it's a great opportunity. Some things that we tackled last semester, one initiative was financial literacy. So we had a survey and just got some data from students of where they're at and their understanding with financial literacy. We ended up hosting a week in April during Financial Literacy Month, where we brought out a speaker. They kind of talked about some budgeting and money management tips, and then we had our financial aid department come out one day, and they were talking about loans and grants and paying for college and just providing some education around that. And then we also had a fair day where we brought some local banks out to campus, some resources that we had on campus that can kind of help students save some money, and they were able to provide those resources. So that was a great week that we were able to provide some education around financial literacy to our students. So it's great things that our SGA is working on.
And SGA and you as director of student activities, always hosting things, looking at new things to do for students, open up things for students to come to closer together. What are some of your favorite activities that have been done on campus, either hosted by the school themselves or started by students?
So last year we had a goat therapy event. So we brought some baby goats to campus. So we had them out on our front lawn in front of our student center. One semester we had them where they just kind of had a petting zoo area so they could come and just kind of hang out with the goats. They could hold them, pet them, just kind of relax. We had so many students just come out and see the goats. They heard goats on campus and everybody came. So that was a great time. And then we also brought the goats back another semester and we did goat yoga. So this was where there was a limited yoga class, but we had an instructor leading yoga, and then there were baby goats just walking all around you. So that was definitely a sight to see on campus. Another one of my favorite events is our murder mystery dinner. So this is very exclusive because we only have a certain amount of space that we can kind of host this event, but students are able to sign up. In both years, it has filled up within less than 10 minutes because it's so popular. So we have a night where we have a culinary program on campus, and we work with our culinary department, and all of the students cook the meal for our murder mystery dinner. So they cook and provide a 4-course meal for the students, and those students in the program, they make up the menu all the way down to the drinks, appetizers, desserts, and they usually are able to adapt it to the theme of our murder mystery. So we kind of come up with the script and the game. Students get to our culinary dining room, which is beautiful. So it's a beautiful atmosphere. It's usually hosted in the evening time. So students come back to campus. They usually dress up to the theme. We'll have a photo booth and props for students to take pictures. But when they arrive, they're assigned a character, and they are tasked to go ahead and get into that character. And they follow a script. Students begin to try to start guessing who they think the murderer is. The murderer isn't decided until all the students show up, and when we actually hand out all the characters, we don't even know who it is. So it's been a great time. Students really love that event, so we look forward to hosting that in the springtime is usually when it's hosted. And then I'll say my other favorite event is our talent show. So FTCC's Got Talent. We've hosted this 2 years in a row. We're looking forward to having it again this upcoming spring, but it's a night where students are able to display their talent. We have students that sing, dance, poetry. We've had drummers. We've had a student from our culinary department cut up some fruits and vegetables. So it's a really great time for students to really showcase their talents. There's a lot of hidden talents on our campus, and it's a great night for students to display those into a fun, friendly little competition. We have judges that come out. We invite family and friends, have popcorn, drinks, and then the winners actually take home some money for our first and second and third place. So that's a great night.
A lot of events bringing students closer together and having them come out and outreach with other fellow students who might be interested in similar things, like the murder mystery coming out. And then also, not only that, putting skills to the test, especially for the culinary students, to make a full 4-course meal for a good amount of students coming in for that event. How many students usually come in for the murder mystery, like a full party?
Yeah, so the murder mystery is kind of capped with our characters that we've done it the past 2 years, so it's really only about 30 students. So it's very exclusive, but we're trying to find a way that we can expand that and offer it to more students, or even have multiple each year. But yes, it's a great time.
Even with 30 cap, that's a lot of people to make a full 4-course meal for, because you need to make that many dishes and have it within an orderly manner.
Oh, yes.
So that's offers the culinary students a test of skill and just management in a workforce brigade on on duty in cooking. So yeah, it gives them like how a line would work in the industry of cooking, depending on what you're going for, whether it be pastry, actual food, dinner service types of food that you're making. It gives you that sense of how to work in a team, how to apply that, and how to time manage yourself, because you need to be aware of times, you need to be focused, you have to make sure you're running everything smoothly, and how to adapt, especially if that because food can be unpredictable at times when cooking, where so if a mess up, if like let's say a meat comes back a little bit underdone, they have to learn, okay, I need to either cook it more or I need to fix something with it to allow that to fix in time so that everything continues smoothly, that there's no there's no knots coming along that would mess up the entire chain of operations. So that's another good experience besides just coming out for community wise, for to come out and enjoy time with friends during the murder mystery. It's really good experience.
Yeah, our culinary students do a great job of managing that event. And one other piece I left off was we also include our fine arts students to kind of help with the script. And for the past 2 years, we've had them be the host, where they have a script that they're also reading. There's also an investigator that's in that script too. So we usually bring 2 of our fine arts and theater students to kind of help play those parts. So something that that they're involved in and kind of relates to them. So we really do try to collaborate with as many different campus programs as we can. We feel like we are better that way, using our resources on campus and trying to collaborate with them as much as possible.
Yep, and getting them all to come together and just have different organizations come together, honestly, because you have culinary arts, and then that comes in, because especially if you're offering costumes and characters, that takes a lot of creative writing, planning time, and then also having theming, having all that come together in communication, giving a lot of different skills put to the test and taught to students, and get them to be more comfortable with them, because you're going to need those when you eventually graduate and you go out into the workforce. You're going to need a lot of those skills, so it's a really good opportunity.
It is.
Thank you for coming on today. It's been lovely having you and getting to talk about how students can further connect with their fellow students on campus.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much. And before we end today, we want to remind you that it is not too late to register for fall semester classes. They start August 17th. Thank you for listening to today's show. We will return to the Trojan Hour next month. This is WIDU 1600 AM, 99.7 FM.